New Hampshire was yesterday. We got to break all this down. Now, again, media builds it up as the biggest deal in the world, and then their guy Biden didn't do so well. And now all of a sudden New Hampshire is meaningless. Off to South Carolina! And we're just going to ignore Nevada next week because Biden's going to blow it there too. Here's what happened. We had Bernie Sanders, 25.9%, Buttigieg, 24.4%, Klobuchar, 19.3%, and then a big drop off there. Warren had 9.3%. By the way, I love the video. The first had it on their Twitter, the first on TV on their Twitter, and it was a video of Warren going to a diner, and there's a big family, like 12 people or so around the table, and everyone ignored her. It was awesome. She rolls in with her paparazzi, she's like 20 deep, and you can just see everyone, we're trying to eat here, right? It's unbelievable. Like, I couldn't imagine living in Iowa or New Hampshire this during election time. It sounds terrible. Get these clowns out of here already. Poor families, the reason they got out of the house was to get away from your TV commercials, and now you're bothering them at dinner. Anyway, so Warren got 9.3, no one at that table, and Biden 8.4. Oof, ouch. Okay, first I want to talk about the state of the entire race of the Democratic Party, and then we'll narrow it down a little bit here. So this primary right here, this is 1972 for the Democrats. We've made reference to 1984 before. That's when Reagan beat Mondale in the Electoral College vote. Remember, you need 270 Electoral College votes to win. Reagan had 525 to 13. Mondale won Minnesota and D.C. That was it. So we've referenced that a few times, but there was another blowout 12 years prior to that. Nixon won 520 Electoral College votes, and it was McGovern who won 17. He won Massachusetts and D.C., that was it. Now, Reagan won 58% of the vote. Nixon actually won 60% of the entire popular vote, so they kind of wash out, right? Reagan got a few more Electoral College votes, but Nixon got higher percentage of the popular. Anyway, the Democratic race is just like 1972. Sanders is McGovern. Too radical for the party leadership's in just full-on panic mode, and rightfully so. We'll talk about that later. Hubert Humphrey, he was the vice president. So he was just like Biden. So he was the assumed leader early on, the establishment pick. But he just couldn't do anything, couldn't make anything happen. He ended up winning 5 states. Maybe Biden will win 5 states. Trump the other day called him 1% Joe. He had such a good line. He said, I call him 1% Joe. You can never get more than 1%. Biden's been doing this for 47 years. He's never won a primary. So he probably won't even get to 5. And there's no guarantee he's even going to win South Carolina. But Trump said, he's 1% Joe. He had 1% until Obama came in and picked him off the top of the trash heap. So anyway, Humphrey, 5 states. No one could get a lead. George Wallace was from Alabama. He won 10 states. The senator from Maine, he won 5. There's a couple other people who won a couple other states. So it was just this big muddled mess. And then, even more parallel, Humphrey dropped out, which Biden will have to do soon. And the establishment said, we can't go with McGovern. How about this guy? So they brought up Scoop Jackson, awesome name, a senator from Washington. And he didn't do anything either. So that would be like this election's Bloomberg, who has no real supporters. Like, does he even have rallies? Does anyone even go to a Bloomberg rally? So the party was left with McGovern. Don't you see the same thing happening today? And just no one's excited about anyone.